Welcome back to the channel, folks, and this week we're taking this for a spin, the 2023 BMW K1600 GT.
Down in the dirt.
Morning, right, I'm here at Vines of Guildford, and I'm here on the brand new K1600 GT. Let's have a listen. Now this is everything that you think it's going to be. It's a 1600cc, 1649cc. Oh, stalled it straight off. 6-cylinder engine. Where are you going? And it is as smooth as butter. Oh, tell you what, the old foot pegs feel high. Right, let me put the screen up a little bit more. Oh, beautiful. I'm in the bubble. It's very quiet. Right, my bike, the tractor, is in for some warranty work. The front shock is on the way out. So despite being literally 2 days over the 3-year warranty period, and having done 50,000 miles, BMW have thankfully honoured the warranty, because I did contact them the month before. It's just it took a month to get it into the dealership. So they've honoured it, and she's having some work done. And I asked if I could get one of these as a courtesy bike so I could do a little vid review for you. My plan is to go and do a little bit of motorway first, see what she's like on the motorway. There's some roadworks on the M25, so there should be some tight filtering going on. So I'll see what she's like for that. And then we'll come off and we'll do A and B roads for the rest of the day. Quick shifters, lean. Quick shifters, certainly not as smooth as the S1000RR. But it's nowhere near as clunky as the GS. Now you can feel the weight of this thing. It's not top heavy by any stretch. All the weight is down by your feet. But this is 340 odd kilograms, I believe. So it's, you know, she's a chunky girl. Thick, I believe, is what they're known in the trade. Right, what's this screen like? So that's the screen up maximum. Oh, wow. Gee whiz. Yeah, probably up maximum's fine for me. I like that electric screen, that's good. Now that is me at... Oh, actually, I'm a smidgen over motorway. Let's just come back into acceptable levels. Let's have a little chat about power of this thing. Yeah, so it's a 1600cc, 6-cylinder engine. This thing has 180 HP at... No, it's got 160 HP at, I think it was 6,200 odd revs. And it's got 180 Newton meters of torque at... I think it was 5 or 6 and a bit thousand revs. Your main oomph is going to be right in the middle of the rev range. So your red line's about 8.5, tops out at 10,000 looking at the display there. Speaking of which, the display itself is very similar to the RT. It's a big sort of 10-inch LCD. Just sat on a motorway like this, riding position itself, where the pegs feel quite high when you first get on it, if you come from something like an adventure bike. So compared to the GS, this feels like I'm riding like a jockey, but already, even after, what, 5 minutes, I kind of feel used to it, to be honest. The mirrors, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Rock solid, beautiful view all round about me. The seat itself, the seat feels lovely. Although, now I've heard it through other reviews, and I've also heard it from a couple of mates who've actually ridden these, one of whom actually bought one. He said it was really, really comfortable, and then all of a sudden, just whack the old cruise on. He said it was really, really comfortable, and then all of a sudden, it's literally like a switch went, and his arse and body was killing him. Surprising. At the moment, it feels great. Slow speed control. What are we like? Yeah, very much like the RT. Feels beautifully balanced. Beautifully balanced. That almost feels like I could just sit here stationary and I'll be fine. I'm not going to try it, obviously, because this is a 21 grand bike. Right, while we're on the topic of that, actually, yes. Now, the BMW website says from 21,200, I think it is. Obviously, that is going to rapidly go up if you want wheels, tyres. Well, you actually want an engine? Yeah, that's an extra. No, but you know what I mean. It very quickly goes up. What are my revs? 3,500, 4,500. Oh yeah. That's us, national speeds. What can I say? I'm in a cocoon of loveliness at the moment. Can I put my visor up? Yeah, hardly notice any wind at all. Right, we're coming into more congested traffic up ahead, I think, so we'll give filtering a go. I've got the boxes on this has got the panniers, so as long as I can get my wing mirrors through, we should be good. Okay, so there we go. Just try filtering. Lovely job, thank you very much. Top man. Now all the controls are pretty much identical to the GS and all the other big BMW range. So if you've used them before, you'll be fine with this. Just going to put the old screen down. Yeah, it seems fine so far. But yeah, look, this is so stable. You can just trundle along here. I mean, what am I doing? 12 miles an hour. Second gear, hardly touching the throttle. She's just pulling along lovely. I'm not convinced we'll get through that. Right, might be time to pull off, so to speak. So, we're moving on to some A roads, A and B roads now. Let's see what it's like. I have a third of a tank at the moment, saying 78 miles. If you look up at the top right there of this screen, I've had a little play around and I can't see any way of changing this screen, you know, from that sort of orientation. But what you can do is if you just push the menu button over here, if you look at the top right of the display, it'll cycle through to fuel gauge, what's that, your trip, your range with the fuel you've got left, and then back to the actual fuel gauge again. Now if you use the wonder wheel, this thing BMW has here on your left handlebar, if you scroll up or down, then at the moment that's adjusting the volume of the radio. Now radio is going to be a tricky one. I'll see how I can best do that, because obviously I can't put the radio on and have it playing copyrighted music because YouTube will demonetize the video. However, I might be able to find some of the copyright free music I use through the likes of Epidemic Sound and Artlist, links down below, and we should play them and you'll be able to hear the speakers on this thing. Let's play that. It's not bad, eh? Quite fitting for this type of bike. Yeah, that's coming out the speakers there. So the speakers are there. Let's see how loud it goes. Very loud. Back to me, talking pay. Yeah, see, you can hear that, I'm assuming. It's clunky, the up change, but it actually feels really quite slick through the pedal, if that makes sense. You know, you can hear it going clunk, 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 but through the pedal it still feels mechanical, but it's not, and it's not like butter like the RR, but it's not like two lump hammers slamming together. That was my own fault, hanging on the brakes. But it's not like two lump hammers smashing together like the GS's at times. This definitely needs more body input for the tighter bends. Even at that speed, it definitely needs more input than, say, the Goldwing. The Goldwing to me was just beautifully balanced. You could literally feel like you could just lean that over onto its ear. As long as you had the power on, the bike would, you know, right itself and off you'd go. It felt lovely. This kind of feels like it gets to a point and then you have to just give it some body input just to get it in. National! Yeah, that's rapid. That is definitely rapid. I was in third there from 50. Probably could have even dropped it to second to get the proper punch. I'll try that next time. But there is definitely no lack of oomph. Brakes feel good. Fairly abrupt braking like that coming into the 30. There's no protesting from the bike. Doesn't tie itself in knots in any shape. Felt really good, that. Nice planted. The whole bike feels really planted. 20, oh god, not this place as well. Everywhere is like it now. Westerham. It's Mr. Churchill. Morning, sir. Over there, sat down. Believe it or not, that was the first national that we've just gone through, and it lasted about, maybe not even a kilometre. See if we can find some more. In fact, let's go this way. It's a nice twisty road, this up here. Let's have a little bit of that. From what I remember, we come into nationals round the corner, which are probably now 50s or 40s. Oh no, there they are. Hello, nationals. Look, 32 miles an hour. It's a national. Bloody people. So it feels nice. This is quite bumpy, crappy road surface around that bend. Felt good. Again, downhill, 340 odd kilograms, 350 kilograms, some sort of national speeds. Again here, feels good that. Abrupt wrong gear change as well. Bike's letting me get away with it. Around this hairpin. Yeah, it feels lovely. The throttle is beautifully balanced. It never ever feels like an abrupt surge of power, you know, unless you're actually intentionally going for that up in the rev range. Again, that was my fault, late on the brakes, pushing me wide in the corner. Yeah, unless you're intentionally going for that sort of power range there, by getting the revs right up to the 6,000 mark. Now I'm intentionally being quite abrupt with the throttle, brakes, turning at times, just because I want to see what this thing's like. I want to see how it reacts. Does it protest? But it's really nicely balanced. It's let me get away with quite a bit so far. Into the 30. Nice. Yeah, that was quite good, that. I enjoyed that. Tunbridge, yes. Nationals! Right, there's a vision. There we go. You do get a lot of cyclists and horses out here as well, so just keeping that in mind, particularly for these left-handers. There we go. Cyclists is of my cue. Quite bumpy. Is that going to push them out into the middle? Let's just hold off, wait till we get the vision. There we go. Beautiful. That third gear is lovely. Nice, usable, versatile gear, third. I've used it at fairly slow speeds and it's still got some pickup there, and also some fairly high speed, and there's some nice engine braking that comes with it. Nothing like the big boxer engine, obviously, but no, it's nice. Bearing in mind how smooth this engine is, there's still a degree of engine braking there for you. Suspension's quite firm, and my bum is starting to hurt. So if that's the case, what is this like just to stand? Because the pegs feel quite high. Oh, yeah, it's quite a weird position to stand up in, but you know, a bit sports bike-esque. I think if you've got a pillion, you're just going to be bearing your arse into their face, but that's the same pretty much on any bike, isn't it? Nationals! Oh, that was fourth gear pickup. It's reasonable. Right, some options here. Are you going anywhere? There's only one to the left. That's nice. Second gear pickup. Lovely. Very nice. Makes overtakes effortless there. That is lovely. Second gear. You just roll on the power, roll off the power. Very versatile actually. I'm just sitting in second gear. Allows me to roll on and off the power there, up into third. Just holding off till I get the vision over the crest, and we're into a 40 mirrors and down to a 40. Beautiful. That's nice. That bike comes alive. Get the revs up, the bike comes alive. The engine comes alive. It's a nice engine. Nationals over the manhole covers. I know it's not a speed change. Just tell me about the bridge. Chevron's tight. Is there anything coming? No. Beautiful. Clunky. Ooh. Now suspension's definitely on the firm side, which obviously allows the big old heavy machine like this to have such agile, sporty handling. But you are going to notice it over the bumpier stuff. I like this. I really do like this. Do I like it as much as the Goldwing? I prefer the styling of this. I think this looks a little bit more modern, a bit more crisp, sharp. But no, Goldwing is just a joy to ride. Hasn't got the top end. This definitely has a much higher top end. Goldwing is limited to, I think it was 114, which is a little bit weird, but you can't really moan about it with a realistic argument, can you? But you know, if I'm spending £32,000 on the Goldwing, then I want to be able to use that beautiful big engine, legally or not. Nationals. Beautiful house. So these are more the kind of roads that I actually like. The Nationals, but B roads. Tight, twisty, quite bumpy. But if this was my bike, I would bring these down these kind of roads. Pedestrian up ahead. Pedestrians. Okay, in third gear, nice and versatile. So that was really quite bumpy there, and it didn't get all out of shape. Third to second down change, beautifully smooth. This is a very nice, capable bike. So at higher speed with that screen right up, you start to get, it's weird, you start to get pushed from behind, from the air. What you need to do is lower the screen a little bit, and it sort of starts to eliminate that back rush of air. Whee. Oh, that's nice. That is nice in the roundabout. Feels very planted, very Goldwing-esque, that. Let's go get some fuel. This thing's got a 26 litre tank. So 2 bars. I think it said out about 70 miles left. Alright, just under 20 litres. I actually quite like the look of it. I think that is a good looking bike. I don't like that alarm though. Right, look, my phone is low on juice. I've had a look and I can't see a USB port, which is weird on a 2023 bike, but it's got one of these. BMW still use this. It's called DIN, so it's like one of these things. Ultimate Add-ons, little plug for them. They sent me this, they now do this, and this is a DIN to not only USB but also USB-C charging port. So you can just plug that in like so, and you can now plug in, like I have a USB cable there, but if I had a USB-C to whatever the port is for the iPhones, other phones are available obviously, you could use that. So whack that there, plug it into my Ultimate Add-ons iPhone holder. You can see it's now charging up. Bosh! Happy days. That's saying with a full tank, with the way that we've been riding, we've got 222 mile range. I tell you what I will do though, is I'm going to change the mode. Rain, oh, I'll wait till I'm moving. I always hate testing rain because it's basically just give up on life. Let's try road. There is a reverse actually. Okay, reverse. Got to be in neutral obviously, engine on. Push the button, you go into reverse, and you push and hold the starter button. Boom. There you go. That's reverse. Reverse is at 1 miles an hour. Bosh. So, road mode. Yeah, already you can feel it on the throttle. It's not as instant. Yeah, you have to move the throttle quite a bit more before you get a reaction from it. So it's a much lazier throttle. I'm gonna have to try rain, aren't I? Oh, I hate rain modes. Just why bother with rain modes? Oh, it's just, oh god, you gotta send it a telegram that you want to put the throttle on. Oh, ring. Why would you use that? If it's peeing down with rain, just don't be a twat with the throttle. Let's get it back in road and give that a bit of a fair spanking. I am moaning a lot of late, aren't I? I'm sorry. I need to be more positive again. I don't know why, but I've just got into a moaning cycle. Apologies. It's not me, it's everyone else. Right, I'm going to do a left. I don't like first gear on the gear selector, because you get to first and it just keeps letting you push down all the time. Nationals! It doesn't sort of just stop so that you know you're in first. You can't go down anymore. It'll still let you just keep pushing down. So this is road mode. It's okay. It's not as abrupt, obviously, as you would have thought it wouldn't be. But it's actually, dare I say it, I think it would be a more comfortable ride with a pillion, because you're not going to be as abrupt with the throttle. It's not as bollock tingling as dynamic is. Dynamic is, yeehaw! This is just, I'm coming through, out the way. This is a very nice bike. I do like this. Right, let me just put this into dynamic so I can compare. Oh yeah, dynamic is instantly more responsive. Let's see, is it snatchy on the throttle? Now I've ridden in the road. No, you can still be smooth with the throttle, it's not abrupt. And we come into the speed restriction. Dynamic's my favourite, definitely. But road isn't that bad. Apparently there is a phone holder and USB-C connection somewhere on the bike for charging. Not entirely sure. There's a couple of little cubby holes either side of your shins here. Maybe it's in there. Right, the phone holder is actually in here, conveniently located in there. Now you need to have the screen up full, so if you don't have the screen up full, it'll actually do that for you. To the left of your display here, you see that? There's a button. There's not one on that side. Now you can't push on this side. You can't push over to the left of it. It's got to be up, sort of right behind here. If you push that, the screen will automatically come up, and then that flips up. That is brilliant. That is really good engineering. However, now there's supposed to be a USB-C port in there somewhere, and also a lead. I believe you're supposed to have a lead to charge your phone. But I can't see the USB-C port, and I can't see any lead in there. Maybe it isn't available on this test bike, I don't know. However, right, this is an iPhone 11 Pro, so not a particularly big one, it's not a Max. That will fit in there. It's not in a case, but it's just normal phone. That will clip down, that's fine. However, now I can't charge my phone, and it won't. There we go. It's quite a finicky button, that. It's quite a pain in the bum. But yeah, I mean, how do I charge it? Can I run? Let's have a look. Whack that in there, and then no, there's no watertight way of doing that. You kind of have to use the cable, but I don't know where the cable is, and I don't know where it plugs in. Good job I've got the ultimate add-ons, USB-C and USB DIN adapter there. Anyway, back to me. I did see though that this has nationals, this has dynamic traction control, and it's also got engine braking assist. Yeah, this bike just feels lovely. It feels very nice, very balanced. It's a big, heavy beast at 340 odd kilograms. Not as heavy as the Goldwing, but it doesn't feel it when you're on it. It just sort of glides along. Well, it does more than glide, it's rapid. It is rapid. But I would still take the Goldwing. Why? The Goldwing, I get on the Goldwing and I feel like I could just ride that thing all day, no problems at all. It gives me zero concerns, and at the end of a day I get off the Goldwing and I would still happily chuck my leg back over it and ride back. It is just a refreshing delight of a bike. It is amazing. I urge anybody who's never ridden the new Goldwing to chuck their leg over one and tell me that bike is not a good bike. This, already I can feel that doing some miles on this bike, it's going to let you know that you've done some miles on this bike. It's going to be fun when you're doing it, but it does create somehow some fatigue into your body, certainly into your hamstrings, my knees to an extent. It feels like the foot pegs are too high and probably too far back. For a bike like this, I would like them to be, probably in line with my knee, so my leg's just coming straight down from the knee, whereas it feels like it's going back. I feel like I'm in a race bike almost orientation. You're not, obviously, but I would just like a more vertical seating position. Speaking of which, seat height, I haven't spoke about that, have I? Seat height on this ranges from 810 to 830 millimeters. 50s! It is Kent after all. Well, what do I not like about the bike? The alarm. This one has an alarm fitted. I hate alarms on bikes. I know they're a necessity sometimes for insurance and all that palaver, but I hate alarms on bikes. They're just a pain in the butt. Beep beep all the time, and no, don't like them. I'd much rather have a tracker. In fact, this should, I would have thought, have the data tool tracker fitted, and that is brilliant. I've been paying for that myself. I'm not sponsored by them. I think username Kate she is, so she should have some deals going on there. Thoroughly recommend you check that out. I think it costs me about 100 quid a year for the subscription. It's great peace of mind, and it helps your insurance too. Anyway, it's not a plug, I'm not sponsored by them, so do what you want to do. Anything else I don't like about this Chariot? No. Ooh, something I don't like. Service costs. To give you an idea, the valve clearance service on this is somewhere in the region of 1,500 quid. So it's a chunk of change to buy, and it's a chunk of change to maintain. So keep that in mind. Have a shot yourself, see if you like it, but make sure you spend a good few hours on it, not just a quick 20-minute. Have it for a good few hours, if not the afternoon, the morning, the day. BMW are good as gold like that. Other manufacturers and dealerships take note. Right folks, keep doing your thing, look after those that you love, get on out there whenever you can, but most importantly, live your life. Woo-ha!